following is a paid program. The views expressed are not necessarily those of the management or ownership of KSTP-AM 1500 ESPN.
This is the place to talk about everything related to the home. Buying or selling real estate, financing and improvements that can help increase your home's value. This is Minnesota Home Talk on Score North. Here's your host, Jason Walgrave.
Good morning and welcome back, folks. This is Minnesota Home Talk, and we are live on 1500 ESPN, the original real estate show here. Live every Saturday morning, of course, on demand at MinnesotaHometalk.com. Starting January 4th, 2023, we will be live on Wednesdays at noon on Facebook, YouTube, and then all of the other connecting spots throughout the universe. Right, Evan?
Sure.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
And
The talk?
AOL.
The talk?
Yep.
You sound funny. Why does your mic sound funny?
I don't know. Why does it?
There we go.
Is it better? There it is.
There we go. Thanks, producer Evan. Evan needs a hug this morning, folks. And tell you what.
It's true.
Show gets over at 8 o'clock. We're at Hubbard in St. Paul. If you want, meet us in the back parking lot. We're going to do a hug fest for Evan.
Catch me outside. How about that? Just a big old hug line.
A hug line.
Just go right on down the line.
Evan, would that be okay?
No, because the back lot is secure.
We'll
But you can watch.
We'll
you
prop
can
the
watch
gate
from
open.
far away. Bring some signs, you know. We love you, Evan. We heart Evan.
We heart
you know,
Evan.
just hold those signs up. Maybe make a quick T-shirt or something.
Camera's off, Evan.
Evan is number one.
Overson's head's too close to the top.
I'm going to fire both of you.
All right, folks. So keep in mind, again, January 4th, 2023, our new show time is Wednesdays at noon. We'll be live on Facebook and YouTube and then a whole bunch of other places. Of course, you
Mike,
can always...
lower your chair. That's what I have to say. I don't want the TV in the shot.
Do I got to raise my chair or am I good?
No, you're
I'm
fine.
good. There you
Mike's
go.
just sitting up higher than usual. There you go. You're good. You're
You
fine.
got that ball on top of your hat there. That's pretty fancy.
What do you think about that?
What happens if you move your head around? It doesn't. Kind of moves.
I think the headphones hold it down a little bit.
What are we talking about today? All right, last week, folks.
Show's a mess, guys.
It
We
is
got to
just
get
a
back on
disaster.
track.
Focus. Last week we were talking about new versus existing. When buyers are considering a new home or an existing home, the pros and cons of each. We got through new construction. We will finish up on the existing side, pros and cons. We've got four pair of Minnesota Timberwolves tickets giveaway. Maybe Monday and Wednesday. Anyway, we got four pair of tickets for a couple games this week. If you're interested, here's what we're going to do. We're going to use our text line. The text line is 612-234-7585. That is the text line. We want you to text in the answers, or you can go to our Facebook page, go to facebook.com, Minnesota Home Talk page. You can also, in the comments, answer the question there as well. The four best questions are each going to win a pair of tickets to the Timberwolves this week. The text line is 612-234-7585. You can text your answers to our text line, which is 612-234-7585.
You can text your questions.
No, this is the answer. Overson's got the question.
I got the question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Overson's got the question. We're switching
You
it up.
definitely said the best question of the morning is going to win, but
Yeah, I misspoke.
you may have misspoken. Yeah.
Another mistake in the last 2 minutes.
It's a good thing we got Evan here catching all those.
I'm losing my mind. This is a mess.
I can't disagree.
I mean,
all right,
that's
so
why we have you here, Evan.
This is the worst show on December 10th of 2022 that we've ever had.
That's why you're here,
It's
Evan.
also the best show on December 10th of 2022 that we've ever had.
You're not first, you're last.
The only thing that make this show better if Evan redid the one chip challenge.
Oh, speaking of which, thank you for reminding me.
Yes.
I've got it's kind of like the next step. So you got the one chip challenge. I've already purchased these. It's the gummy bear challenge.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
So I bought 3 of them. Jared's going to come on. Jared Havens, Credit Life.
Okay.
And then we've got Evan, and then I have an extra one if there's somebody. if there's any listeners out there that want to come on the show in December and be a part of the Gummy Bear Challenge.
The hottest gummy bear
You
challenge.
know,
Yes.
I'm retired.
You can't retire.
I'm
it's too
retired.
late.
I'm done.
The commitment's been made.
And then we're gonna place bets. If you want to win a pair of T-Wolves tickets, you gotta guess how many ulcers are gonna be created that day from the hottest gummy bears ever known to man.
That's exciting. They look really delicious. Look just like a nice little gummy bear.
Just yeah.
Exciting. All right, that's going to happen in the next couple weeks. We've got to confirm with Jared when he can come on. All right, back to today, though. So the question, Overson, what's the question to win tickets?
Question is, all right, question. If you could, past or present, if you could spend the day, one day with anyone in the world, past or present.
So whether they're alive or they're no
Passed
longer
away.
alive. Yep.
Yep.
Go back as many years as you want.
Yep.
Okay.
But no future answers. No future
No
answers.
future
answers.
right?
Yep.
They either got to be living or they got to be in the past. Name one person that you'd want to spend an entire day with,
Yep.
and then give us a little reason why.
Yep. I love it.
Okay.
I love it. So you can send those answers to our text line, which is 612-234-7585. You can text the answers to 612-234-7585 or go to Facebook.com on our Minnesota Home Talk page, and you can, in the comments section, you can answer in there. Evan, are we sharing on my personal page?
I did that like 10 minutes ago.
Are you sure? I think he's sure.
We'll take his silence as a yes.
You know what it means to poke the bear, Overson? Do you know what that means?
I'm very familiar with the term.
Do you feel like I'm
absolutely.
poking the bear this morning?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm just going to end the broadcast early today. It's going to be great.
Just going silent and dark for the next 55 minutes.
It's just going to be me
51
and
minutes.
Jason talking to each other about real estate, and no
I
one
have
else
best
is.
of programming that I can put on anytime I want.
All right, folks. If you could spend the day with anybody, past or present, who would it be? You can text those answers to 612-234-7585. That is our text line. You can also answer on Facebook. Go to facebook.com, Minnesota Home Talk page. And we're giving away 4 pair of tickets to the Timberwolves for the 4 best answers. All right. Should we do hot listings? The smoking hot listings?
Oh, yeah. I'm totally ready to do hot listings.
So before we jump into those rates, Overson, how was this week? Last week they were a little better, I think, right?
They were better last week.
Okay.
So if you look at the chart, go all the way back to 3 months ago, September 16th to October 21st, the market was just on a steady pace getting worse, which means that rates were getting worse.
Yep.
Right? October 21st hits. We look at that, it's like a straight V. October 21st hits, we bottom out as far as the market goes. And since then, we've been on this upswing where the market gets better, is getting better. That means rates are getting better.
Yep.
And so this week it held the same. We didn't get any better than last week, but we held. We didn't get any worse. We didn't get any better. They
Okay.
just held steady. So you're in the low 6s in most cases for a 30-year fixed.
Okay.
Locked a couple in at high 5s, 5.875 with no
Nice.
points, right? So things are looking pretty good. You pay a point, you're in the mid 5s,
Okay.
and
huge.
then we're mid 5s.
That's huge.
We're mid
So,
5s, folks.
what if I want to be in the high 4s?
If you want to be in the high 4s, that's probably going to take around 3 points.
Okay.
So if you want to get into the high 4s,
And that's
And-
a 30-year fix.
and that's a 30-year fix
Okay.
in the high 4s, it's very common, very likely that you're going to get the seller to pay closing costs.
Yep.
Right? So if you get 3% of the purchase price from the seller to go towards your closing costs, use that 3 points to buy your rate down, you could very well hit potentially high 4s right now.
That's huge. That's huge. So folks, the rates are not, and careful what you're reading and watching on TV and the media. The rates are not terrible. Rates, anything in the 5s, I think is really, really good. Maybe even fantastic. Rates in the 6s they're good. 7s, it starts to feel a little burn. 8s is, 8.25 is the 40-year average, though. Don't forget.
Right.
8.25 is the 40-year average for mortgage interest rates. So low 6s, high 5s, that's pretty darn good. So
Well, way better than 3 months ago.
Yes.
4 months. Go back 4 months ago. Actually, October 21st is when they hit their highest peak.
did you lock any in at 8?
I didn't have any at 8.
Yeah.
But I do have. I got a couple at 7.625.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So October 21st, month and a half ago, 7.625. Today, we're sitting closer to 6.
Yep. Yeah.
A point and a half down in a month and a half.
That's really
Hopefully
good.
that momentum continues. We'll have to see as we go into the spring here. I just don't know how low they can go. I think it's a little early for them to really
Right.
dip down. But if we're hovering around that 6 and you can pay a point or two and you can get to mid 5s or
Yeah.
low 5s, we're sitting
Really
pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good. I agree. So today, folks, we're giving away 4 pair of tickets to the Timberwolves game. To win those tickets, answer this question. If you could spend the day with anybody you want, past or present, who would that be? You can text those answers to 612-234-7585. The text line, text those answers to 612-234-7585. Go to Facebook.com, Minnesota Home Talk page. You can, in the comment section, you can answer those questions as well. So answer the question and give us a little reason why, if you would. We'd love to see it.
Evan got to started us off with an answer.
All right, Evan, what is it?
I'd spend the day with legendary vampire hunter Abraham Lincoln.
And that's the reason why?
And that's the reason why.
Because he's a legendary vampire hunter?
There was a movie about that, right?
Yeah, also based on a comic book or a novel of the same name.
It's pretty good. I think I saw that.
It's cheesy nonsense.
Oh,
I love
yeah, it's
it.
cheesy. It was good. Entertaining. All right, folks, we're going to be finishing up our deciding if you're a buyer, deciding to buy new or existing, pros and cons of each. Let's do some smoking hot listings right now. I'm looking blurry, Evan. What's going on?
Just ignore that, all right? I'm going to take away the screen if you can't behave.
You're going to
You
sit
look-
in the
you look
corner.
fine
you're gonna
on
sit in the
stream.
corner, and you're not going to be able to talk anymore.
Oh, my God.
Where's the hot listings?
I'm losing my mind here. I'm busy reframing you because you're complaining. There you go. There's your hot
There it
list.
goes. Looks like a 1 megapixel.
Let's start in
flip phone
St.
camera
Paul.
up there. All right, starting in St. Paul, we've got newly listed 1647 Ames Avenue. This is listed at $299 in St. Paul. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, renovated home. Got a lot of character, great style on just under 1,800 square feet. Again, on the market for $299, and some really cool updates and upgrades. This also it's on a double lot as well, so you've got an extra large lot. The owner has built the foundation or the floor of a new garage. So you've got to start for a nice 2-car plus garage. Yep, there it is. So some opportunity there as well. All right, next smoking hot listing is this is in Eagan. This is a fantastic remodeled townhome located at 1738 Woodgate Lane in Eagan, Minnesota. It's a quad style 2-car garage, granite, new appliances, new cabinets, new flooring, paint. Opened up the kitchen to the living room, so you've got a nice open floor plan. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,322 square feet. This is a fantastic property, and it's ready to go in Eagan, Minnesota. On the market for $275, located at 1738 Woodgate Lane. Our next smoking out listing is in Shakopee on Kelly Circle, 2148 Kelly Circle, on the market for $1.145 million. This is a luxury, custom-built executive 2-story on a 2.5-acre lot. Sits in a cul-de-sac street. We've got over 7,000 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. I mean, everything you could ever want or need in a single-family home. This house has it. 2-story great room, vaulted 4-season porch, sunroom, formal living, formal dining, walkout basement. Really exceptional property, and again on the market for $1.145 million.
Can we talk about jumbo financing real quick?
Yes, let's do it.
So we actually have a new jumbo option that we unleashed just the Monday of this week, and I was looking at the pricing of it. So the scenario I ran was a $1.8 million house, 1.35 loan amount. So it was a 75% loan to value.
Yep.
So borrowing 75%, top tier credit. Guess what the 30-year fixed was?
3.8%.
385 and a quarter.
It was 5.625 with no points, 5 1/4 with 1 on a 30-year fixed.
Jeez.
basically
really
a full
good.
percent lower than conventional
Yeah.
is right now.
That's phenomenal.
It was, it's good.
So why is that? Because historically jumbos have been a point higher than your conventional.
Yeah.
Why is the jumbo nearly a point lower?
So a lot of the jumbo loans aren't sold on the secondary market like
Okay.
conventional loans are, right? And so then it's banks saying, hey, this is the type of paper we're looking for, and we're willing to basically lower our interest rates to get that type of paper because they're not going to sell it to someone else. They're going to hold on to that.
Right.
So if they're looking for, we want big loan amounts, high credit people, that's the paper we're
That's
looking
paper,
for.
yeah.
And so here's the rates we're going to give you. And they can set their own rates because, again, it's an internal deal. There's no secondary market that they got to go try to market and sell it to. And so you'll see on the jumbo side of things, investors will come in and out, right? So it's like, hey, we're looking for this type of paper. They get a flood of loans in because they drop their rates.
Yep.
Well, then they just raise their rates to shut that valve off.
Got it.
And then the next one might come in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you get these pricing things where it's like, this particular one's pricing really good for a month and a half.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden they kind of go down to 4 or 5 down your list because now someone new
Yeah.
pops in there. It's like, hey, we really want this type of paper, so we're going to go buy the market with lower interest rates. And so you see that shuffling. So
I would imagine that, and we can look this up this week, but I would imagine that the default rates on a jumbo loan with 25% down are very, very, very low.
yeah.
So the risk is it's a safer risk for the bank or for the investor on that kind of deal. So
All right.
it's good stuff. All right, next Kelly Circle, we're through that one. Next smoking out listing for the week. This property is incredible in Minnetonka, located at 4627 Ellerdale Road. This is a completely renovated Rambler with 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 4,516 square feet. They did just a really incredible job refinishing it. The whole house has been redone. It's updated and modern finishings. It's open, beautiful property in an incredible neighborhood in Minnetonka. Again, located at 4627 Ellerdale Road, on the market for $975,000. We've got a business and commercial real estate opportunity in Aurora, Minnesota, located at 103 Main Street North. The Hive Bakery and Coffee. This includes the business and the commercial real estate on Main Street in Aurora, on the market for $590,000. This is I went up there. Did I have breakfast or no? I had lunch there at a Reuben. Good grief, that was good.
Yeah.
The food in there is excellent. They were really busy in the morning and the lunchtime when I was there. So if you'd like more information about this business and commercial real estate opportunity, just let us know. We'll send you over the financials. Next on the list is Lakeshore Opportunity, 1.5 acres in Merrifield, Minnesota. This is on Upper Mission Lake. Incredible fishing lake from what I've been told. Here's an opportunity to build your cabin, your tiny house, or maybe your dream retirement home. 150 feet of lakeshore on a 1.5 acre lot on the market for $139,000. Incredible price to own lakeshore in Minnesota. Oh, it's funny. I thought that picture was the same lake for a second. In Prior Lake, Minnesota, located at 20755 Addison Drive. 2.5 acre lot with lakeshore, with lake frontage on Fish Lake. This is in Prior Lake, Minnesota. $775 is the price. 4 bedroom, 4 bathroom, 4,000 square feet. Again, you've got acreage at 2.5 acres plus you've got the lakeshore. The lakeshore lot has it's got basically it's kind of like a little boathouse or a he shed or a she shed. It's got internet out there. It's got this cool little structure right on the beach, so you can enjoy both lakeshore and acreage in Prior Lake, Minnesota. Next smoking out listing, we're going to move over to be built by Pebble Creek Custom Homes in Savage, located on Sumner Avenue. This is priced at $999,500. To be built, it is let's see, we got for 4 bedroom, 3 bathroom, 3,085 square feet above ground. And this property, you have an opportunity to choose your finishings, make design changes in Savage on Sumner Avenue in the Prior Lake Savage School District. Pebble Creek Custom Homes has another to be built, on Sims Court, This is in the Cardinal Overlook development just across the street from Twin Oaks and Hidden Oaks. On the market for $995, a custom-built 2-story, 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom, 2,830 square feet. This is a 9-lot development surrounded by 12 acres of preserve. So they're all walkout lots. There's 3 lots left and available in this development, and a really, really cool house in Prior Lake, Minnesota. I think, is that it? Oh, no, we got one more to be built. This one's under construction. Folks, if you'd like to get some information about where it's at in construction, we can send you some updated in-progress construction photos. This home is in Lake Elmo, $1.4 million, 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom, over 5,000 square feet, located at 11610 58th Court North in Lake Elmo, Minnesota. $1.4 million luxury custom home being built right now.
The thing looks nice.
Yeah, it's a great design, super cool house.
Need those lights.
For more, yeah, you need to.
Do you see those lights in there? In that bathroom?
It was, speaking of lights, I was thinking about you the other day, Overson. Folks, by the way, it was not really that great, but it wasn't terrible when I was thinking about you.
Okay.
Folks, you can go to our website, MinnesotaHometalk.com. You can get all the information about our Smoking Hot listings, and you can visit all of our partner websites. Of course, we'll keep MinnesotaHometalk.com up and running. You will be able to find our show, the new show that starts January 4th, Wednesdays at noon. So you'll be able to always connect with us through our Facebook page, Minnesota Home Talk, our website, Minnesota Home Talk. We've got some new stuff coming up, but you'll still be able to connect with us on those places moving forward forever.
Is it because the light from within me shines so bright? That's why it reminded you? Is that what you're trying to say? Like
That was not it.
That was not it?
That was
Okay.
not it,
Okay.
no. All right, folks, would you like to win tickets to Timberwolves game? We have 4 pair to give away this morning, 4 pair of tickets to the T-Wolves. Here's the question. If you could spend the day with anyone, past or present, who would that be? To answer those questions, you can text them into our text line, which is 612-234-7585. The text line to answer, to send in your answer to that question is 612-234-7585. 4 best answers are going to win Timberwolves tickets for this week. Couple games coming up. We're giving away 4 pair of tickets. Also, please go to our Facebook page, Minnesota Home Talk on Facebook.com.
Do you have an answer?
Yes.
I got mine.
Yep.
You want to go?
Yep.
You go.
Jesus.
Yeah?
Yep. I want to spend the day with Jesus.
What would you guys do?
I have no idea.
Well, you wouldn't be able to communicate all that well.
No?
Doesn't speak English.
He speaks all tongues.
Yeah.
I don't think so. That's not one of Jesus's powers.
Hey, we didn't get into what would you do with Abe? What would you do with Abraham Lincoln? We didn't get into that. You said you want to spend the day with, but like, what do you envision you guys doing?
Getting really drunk.
Yeah.
I don't even drink, but that's probably the answer.
I would imagine Abraham Lincoln would want to like drive some fast cars or something, right?
I mean, I suppose if
take him
he's,
out and seems like he's like an adrenaline junkie.
I mean, if he comes, he's,
Yeah, I'm going to take Abraham Lincoln skydiving. There you go. Final answer. Yo, check this out. Not only do we have planes, but we jump out of them.
yeah.
How about you, Overson? Who are you going to spend the day with?
So so you ask this question, and like the obvious stuff is like usually like sports heroes, right? Usually like Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson, I think would be cool, like that type of stuff, but I think I was thinking about it a little bit more. I think I would spend the day with Kid Rock.
Dude,
What?
that would
Kid
be
Rock.
That would be a day you would never forget. I mean,
he likes rock and country music, old school country. I like rock and old school country. He likes fishing. I like fishing. He likes to party. I like to party. You know what I mean? It's like, I think that would be. I think I'd be completely exhausted at the end of the day.
I would. That would be one we'd want to send a camera crew with.
Yes.
To get a record of that day, because you guys go fishing, and you probably want to drive some fast cars too.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the list is endless of stuff we need to do. We'd have to be on a schedule. It's like we gotta keep moving on. We got a lot of stuff to knock out today, kid. He probably brings Joe C with, and we hang out and
Evan, will you call up Kid and see if he's willing to participate in this adventure?
Sure, I'll give him a buzz.
Thank you.
We're close personal friends
Appreciate
and have been for a long time. We've had a few answers come in here. Common texter Sarah says that they'd spend the day with Betty White, recently departed Betty White.
Oh, yes. Betty
which-
White. That's a good one.
Pretty good answer.
Yes.
Shane said, I'd like to go back and spend one more day with my grandma. She was so pivotal in shaping me as a father, and I would love the opportunity for my 2 boys to meet her and thank her for everything and the opportunity to hug her one more time.
That's awesome.
That's a
It's
good
really
answer.
sweet. That's a good answer.
I love that.
And Corey agrees with you. He says, Jesus, I would like to have dinner with Jesus.
Yes, that's good.
And I mean, like, I appreciate that. I that's a good answer. But yeah, I think the issue would be like having a foreign person that doesn't speak any English or have any inkling of English.
I think
you'd be like,
he's missing the significance of Jesus.
No,
here.
no, no, it'd
He
be
can
really
talk-
significant.
He can speak all languages, literally. It's all.
No. That's a figment of later interpretations.
All right, folks, for your answers and you'd like to win Timberwolves tickets, go to our website. Go to our Facebook page, Minnesota Home Talk, or you can text into our text line. Again, the question is, if you could spend the day with anyone, past or present, who would that be and why? Our text line is 612. You can text your answers to 612-234-7585. The text line, again, is 612-234-7585. Go to Facebook.com, Minnesota Home Talk. You can give your answers in the comment section on there as well. And we're giving away 4 pair of tickets to the Timberwolves game. Couple games coming up this week at the Target Center, and we're going to give away 4 pair of tickets. All right, last week we started if you're a buyer, and we've got, I tell you what, we're working with a lot of buyers right now, and there is incredible opportunities for buyers right now. We'll talk more about that and why. Did you have a thought on that?
Well, I do have a thought of that. You're right. We do have a lot of pre-approved buyers out there. There are a lot of buyers out there sitting on the sidelines right now, and they're all going to jump on the pool at some point, right? More than likely, that pool's going to open up in the spring, right? And we're going to see a spring this coming year, a lot like what we saw last year.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be as crazy as last year, but I think you're still going to get caught in multiple offer situations as a buyer, and I think you're going to be offering over list price in order to get a house. We look at our inventory levels; they're the same this year as last year. Low, right? Low inventory.
Yeah, very low.
We get into the spring, more houses start coming on the market. People are going to start jumping back in the pool. Now we're going to be back into last spring. So if you were a buyer last spring and you ended up not getting a house, you know what that was like. It's going to be a repeat of that, right? And so the point of you bringing up we have a lot of buyers is the best time to buy in the next 12 months is going to be December, January,
100% agree.
February.
100% agree. The spring is going to be it's going to be a frenzy. It's going to be stressful for buyers because you're going to be in competition. It's going to take for a lot of buyers a lot of offers to get one to stick because of multiple offers. Right now you can ask for an inspection. You can ask for closing costs. You're probably going to get them. If something comes up on the inspection, you can ask for repairs. FHA, you can do FHA financing.
Right.
Right now. And so there's just, there's price reductions. There's huge builder incentives for a lot of the builders out there, especially if they've got a bunch of inventory on the market. There's just a great opportunity.
Yeah.
So a great opportunity. So last week we were talking about new versus existing. New home construction. I'm just going to go through them quickly, and then we'll jump into the existing, which we did not get to last week. Before we start the list or the differences between new and existing, if you'd like to go to a Timberwolves game on us, we're giving away 4 pair of tickets. All you got to do is answer this simple question and tell us why. The question is, if you could spend the day with anyone, past or present, who would that be and why? The text line to send your answers is 612-234-7585. That is the text line. Text your answers to 612-234-7585. The question again is, if you could spend the day with anyone, past or present, who would that be and why? Or you can give us answers on our Facebook page. Go to Minnesota Home Talk And you can, in the comment section, put your answers there. All right, new or existing, new versus existing, new home construction. The pros, modern floor plans, open space, flex rooms, large windows, delayed major maintenance costs, such as roof or HVAC, lower utility bills as a result of stricter building codes and newer energy-efficient products. And the fourth pro for new construction, more upfront personalization, builder warranties on materials, workmanship, and structural items. In Minnesota, there's a 1-2-10 warranty. The cons to purchasing new construction, higher upfront costs, special financing such as construction loans can be needed, longer wait times, often further from amenities, jobs, meaning that there's more new construction the further that you go out because of the availability of land. And then the fifth con for new construction, sparse landscaping. What this is talking about is, a lot of times a developer will come in, they'll buy a cornfield, and then they'll they'll develop the land. There's not a whole lot of landscaping and trees and, mature, established setting.
Yep.
So, and most people would prefer to have a mature setting.
A lot like us, Jason.
A lot like, yeah, they'd prefer to have a Mike or Jason mature
Yep, absolutely.
all the time. Existing home construction. All right. What are the pros of buying existing home? Lower priced options available. Yes, if you are comparing a brand new home to an existing home with all of the same specs, that existing home will likely have a lower price.
Makes sense.
And more options. There's more existing homes for sale than there are new construction homes for sale. Pro number 2, established neighborhoods. These are neighborhoods that maybe already have the retail and commercial aspects built out around it or close. So they're established. Certainly the trees are a big one that I think of when I think of an established or mature neighborhood. You've got big trees and you've got more of that. I think people like the trees and the landscaping. And then number 3 on the list is mature landscaping. It's cool to see a development go up and being developed, and then the home is being built, and look at it today, and then 10 years from now, take a look at how much it's changed, and it's like every decade that development becomes a little more full, more established. Number 4.
I thought you were going to say a little more rundown. Or
more
something.
rundown. Well, that's possible too.
Hey.
That's possible. Although I think all new developments in the last probably 15 to 20 years have restrictions and covenants and regulations. A lot of them have HOAs to prevent that rundown look that you're talking about, Evan.
Like the Uncle Eddie RV parked
Yes.
along the street 24/7. They probably don't allow that.
No, from November to February, they don't allow that.
I would. You've just landed on one of the things that I think existing construction has as an advantage. No HOAs.
Yes.
Some people do not like HOAs, and that is something that you have to deal with a lot more often on new construction than you do on existing construction. Obviously,
Totally agree.
there are plenty of developments out there that exist that have HOAs and stuff, but
Yep.
if you're buying in the city proper or in any of the first-ring suburbs, you're probably not going to run into an HOA.
You're absolutely correct, and that's important to some folks. Some folks are like, look, I want to park my car in the driveway, and I just want to leave it there all year long. Or I want to park my RV on the side of the house, or whatever the case is. They don't want the rules and restrictions. That's a great point, Evan. More established neighborhoods, older ones. What do you think? 20 plus years old, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 plus years
Yeah.
old are likely not going to have the same rules and restrictions. You're still going to have to abide by the city ordinances and the city rules, but HOA rules typically are a lot more than what the city has in place. So great
They're
point.
a lot more variable.
Yes.
And the real horror stories that I hear about HOAs generally come down to people in the neighborhood taking over the HOA and using it as a tool to punish their neighbors because they have nothing better to do with their lives.
That happens
Yes.
often. That happens.
That is a thing.
Yes.
So I was listening to the radio. They were talking about weird rules in HOAs. There was one of them that came up that said there was an HOA, and I don't know if it was local or not, right? This could have been somewhere in, who knows, California or Florida or somewhere. If you have a dog, if you have a dog in there, you have to submit a feces sample to the HOA so they can do DNA testing on the dog.
I have heard of this.
And
this is
so-
not uncommon these days.
And so then if you're walking your dog in the future
Yeah.
and you don't clean up after your dog,
Yeah.
they can grab a sample
Yeah.
droppings of the dog and they can test it towards DNA and they'll know whose dog it is and then they fine you.
It's brilliant.
They don't just fine you; they charge you for the DNA test too.
Well, yeah.
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 I think it's brilliant, and I don't think it's a bad thing.
I
You
mean,
know?
something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you have if you've had a problem of people just letting their dogs go number
Yeah.
2 everywhere and you're not picking it up and
Yeah.
stuff. Absolutely. But I was
That's
just like,
pretty hardcore.
I was
though.
like, I've never heard about that. And I was like, wow.
yeah,
Kind of opened my eyes up to like, holy cow. Yeah. I mean,
That's
something that
creative.
you could easily do that these days.
yeah, that's great. I
Yeah.
actually like that. So there's, I just find that really, it's interesting because so I grew up on a farm, as you guys know, Overton, you know, because you spent half your childhood there.
Ate all your ice cream.
And so the concept of moving from small town farm area up to the cities, the concept of picking up your dog's poop is I was like, what are you talking about? Because you're out on the farm. I mean, it's just the dogs go wherever, and that's not something I had ever even thought of. But then you come up to a neighborhood, of course you need to pick it up, otherwise someone else is gonna step in it or whatever. But it was definitely a what? What do you mean? You got to pick up the dog's
They
due?
do that up here? A bunch of weirdos.
So
Let's go cow tipping.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You've never done that, have you? Evan?
No.
No.
Well, little field trip. Maybe we take the show on the road, do a little field trip back to Laverne, show Evan all the fun stuff. We'll do cow tipping. Maybe we'll go spear carp at the old Rock River.
The spear carp would be a blast. You would enjoy that, Evan.
That's probably true.
Whenever I think of cow tipping, I think of Tommy Boy.
Yeah, same.
That's just like the most epic cow tipping scene ever.
Love it.
All right, existing homes, the pros. We went through the first 3 lower priced options available: established neighborhoods, mature landscaping. Number 4, move in ready. Folks, look, most existing homes that are for sale, those sellers are interested in moving in the next 30 to 60 days, typically. And so when you compare that to new construction, unless it's a spec home that's already built, I mean, new construction's out 9 months, 12 months, 18 months.
It's variable too.
I mean, it is.
We were talking about that last week, where it's like they give you a date and they say it's going to be October 1st is when the house is going to be ready, and then August rolls around, they go, yeah, the whole development's running behind because our drywall guy got hit by a truck, or whatever. He quit and moved to Mexico.
Yes.
Pick your poison.
Yes.
And they go, so the whole development's running about 2 months behind. So October turns into December, and then December rolls around and they go, well, the closing actually needs to be pushed back another 15 days because the inspector can't come through and so on. That doesn't happen with existing homes.
It doesn't happen with existing, and it has been more of a challenge in the last 2 years than I've ever seen it, and that goes back 20 years being in the business.
Absolutely.
And folks, that it is generally not the fault of the builder. A builder's working with 33 different subcontractors. Material and subcontracting work has been a challenge in the last couple of years, and it's been something that builders do their best to navigate through. But Evan, it's your point. It's been tough on the mortgage end of things. If you've got a rate locked in, and that rate lock is expiring at the end of December, and the builder says, "Look, we're not going to be done till end of January." I mean, what do? You extend the rate lock, but there's a cost.
There's cost to that, right?
And so let's say you got a $500,000 loan amount, you got to extend that lock 60 days. I mean, it costs something. Not all builders are willing to pay that cost, although I think a lot will, especially if the delay is on their end. But what do you do? What can you run out of extensions?
You can.
Okay, what happens then?
That happened.
Yeah.
We've ran out of extensions a couple times because we had already extended the lock 90 days.
Yeah.
And they needed another 60 days. Fortunately, we were able to extend it, but not at the same rate. It's like, look, we got to extend it.
Yeah.
This was a VA loan that literally were 6 months past the rate lock date because that's how much delayed the build got delayed. He was originally at 3.25 on a 30-year fix. This is last spring, right? So, and we had locked it way before. So back when rates were still that low. And so I think he ended up at 3.625.
Oh, well, that's
and
still
then
really
paying
good.
some lock extension fees. So he wasn't quite there. But in that case, if he would have let that lock expire and relocked, I mean, we were talking rates in the sixes at that point.
Oh,
So
my
it's
goodness.
like, do you take a 3.625 and pay some extension fees, or do you let it all go to the wayside and relock at 6% where rates were at that time?
I mean, you probably got to take the extension fees.
All day long.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta do what you need to do to, just do the extension.
Because that's a deal killer. I mean, going from 3.5 to 6. when
That
you
could make the
qualify-
house
$600,000
unaffordable.
house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Your
So-
payment's an extra $1,000 a month.
Right.
Ish. I just pulled that out of my brain.
Yeah, sounds legit.
All right, folks. Hey, if you'd like to go to Tim Rose game, giving away 4 pair of tickets this morning to answer this one question. If you could spend a day with anyone, past or present, who would it be and why? Our text line with those answers, again, if you could spend the day with anyone, past or present, who would that be and why? Text your answers to 612-234-7585. That is the text line. Text your answers to 612-234-7585. You can go to our Facebook page, Minnesota Home Talk. You can give us your answers in the comment section. Folks, also, as a reminder, starting January 4th, 2023, Minnesota Home Talk will be live Wednesdays at noon on Facebook and YouTube and a whole bunch of other different locations. But just remember, Facebook, YouTube, starting January 4th, 2023, Minnesota Home Talk will be live. You can always find our shows and information on our website, minnesotahometalk.com as well. But that will be the 2023 new show day and time. All right, talking about existing home construction, number 5. Value add-on potential with remodels and cosmetic updates. All right, so what are we talking about? If you have an existing home that needs to be updated or remodeled, maybe it needs a new kitchen, or maybe the basement's unfinished, maybe you want to add on or do some renovations, there's potential really great opportunity to build some sweat equity in an existing home by updating it. We often have buyers that come in and they say, I'd like to buy a newer home, maybe 10 years or newer. And if, we say, well, tell us more about that. Well, we want something that doesn't need all the maintenance. However, I don't care how old the home is if it's been updated. So if you've got a house that's 50, 60 years old, but it's got new windows, new roof, new furnace, and new kitchen, now that's on their list. So being able to do those remodels yourself gives you an opportunity to build some equity. That was our last of the pros. Now let's talk about the cons of existing home construction. Number 1, outdated floor plans. First thing I think of, lots of walls.
80s.
Lots of walls.
So it was in the 80s, right?
Yep.
Everything
Partition everything off.
Everything was even the dining room flowing to a kitchen, to living room. It's like, even if there's no doors there, like I just think of our old house, right? You had like a partial thing, like 1.5 feet come down from the ceiling, right? And then you had walls coming out for a couple feet, and it's just like you tried to separate them versus just keeping it open, making it feel bigger.
The thing is you got to conceptualize that will come back at some point, because all this stuff is cyclical.
It is. Yep. Designs.
It's going to be one of those
trends.
things where we all go, I remember when back in the early 2000s when the floor plans were open and people wanted to be with each other
It's so loud
instead of in their pod.
in their pod. I mean, even I think of a lot of 1950s, 60s Ramblers and Bloomington and Minneapolis, and you walk in and a lot of those had that wall when you walked into the foyer. You got your little 3 foot by 3 foot foyer, and there's a wall right there. Instead of it just being open to the living room.
My house drives me nuts in this way, where they bothered to put in a hallway on my roughly 1,000-foot 1-story Rambler. Why?
Yeah.
Why do I have a little hallway that just leads to the bedroom at the end of the hall? There's one door.
Yeah.
When my living room could have been roughly 100 square feet bigger because of it.
Yes.
Who knows?
Who knows?
There's no door to the hallway, so there's no sound advantages or keeping out smoke and smell or any of that kind of
Partition.
stuff. It's just a wall. It's just there.
They're just taking up space.
Yep.
Folks, we're talking about new versus existing, the pros and cons of buying in today's real estate market. Also giving away 4 tickets to Timberwolves game this coming week. If you'd like to win those tickets, answer this one question. If you could spend the day with anyone, past or present, who would that be and why? You can give us those answers to our text line, which is 612-234-7585. Our text line is 612-234-7585. If you could spend
And that text line is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
If you're catching this later, feel free.
Yes.
Evan
Evan monitors it.
Yeah, totally. Andy sent us one, frequent texter. He says he would hang out with Hugh Hefner. Maybe on the opposite end of the spectrum from some of the answers that we've had today. But
Is Hugh still alive?
no, I think Hugh passed away like 4 or 5 years ago.
Well, that would also be a fun day. So Overson with Kid Rock and Andy with Hugh Hefner. Maybe you guys could like double date.
Maybe the real answer is to get all these people together.
Yeah.
So you have Jesus, you have Abraham Lincoln, you have Hugh Hefner, you have Betty White, you have
Kid Rock.
and you have Grandma.
That would be quite the party.
I'm way more on board with this than any individual.
And Todd Rooker. We got to have Todd. If we want the party to really be a party,
Right.
Todd Rooker's got to be there.
I think we all do our individual days, and then at the end of the night we have a group dinner.
Yes.
Right. Group dinner and
Yes.
a little shindig there. Everyone's invited. Kid Rock, Jesus, everyone.
Everyone, Todd Rooker. Get in here, Todd. What do you got to say about that? Oh, I love it. I love
Chaos.
it. Chaos.
Todd's got to think about that. We'll give you a couple minutes, Todd. You got to think about
Yeah,
that.
I
You
want to know who you want to spend the day with. That's what I want to know. We're going to get to that in a minute. All right, the cons, outdated floor plans. Number 2, more repairs and maintenance. Yeah, I mean, the older the home, the more potential for repairs, maintenance. You need new windows, new roof, new furnace, new AC. Number 3, higher utility bills because the products and materials are less energy efficient. Absolutely true. And then number 4, less personalized. I mean, the homes today certainly have more options when you're talking about floor plans and designs. And so the older ones may have less personalization. It's already done. Everything's there. Carpet, walls, paint. You can certainly do remodeling, but your initial purchase might be very unpersonalized. And then number 5 on the list, competition from other buyers. I think that if you look at buyers as a whole, more buyers want existing than they do new construction. So you're likely going to have more competition because there's more buyers looking at existing homes.
And if you're looking at new construction, if this particular house isn't available, well, you might just be able to pick a lot, a couple spots down with that
Correct.
same builder and that same development
Same plan.
and build your house, same plan, that type of deal. You might have to wait a little bit, but if you like the one, you might be able to just recreate that, a couple lots down.
Yep.
Whereas an existing home, that's
it.
That's the one, right?
That's the
It's
one.
unique. It's its own deal.
Folks, if you'd like to win a pair of tickets to the Timberwolves game, we're giving away 4 pair of tickets this morning. Answer this one question. If you could spend the day with anyone, past or present, who would that be and why? You can text your answers to 612-234-7585. That is the text line, 612-234-7585. Go to our Facebook page, Minnesota Home Talk, and in the comments section, you can also answer that question. Todd Rooker.
Abdi sounded off. He says Michael Jordan, by the way.
Michael Jordan.
Yep. We can add that to the dinner party.
Add that to the dinner party. All right, Todd. Who would it be?
Who would I want to spend time with?
Yeah, if
So
you could,
past or present,
past or present,
if you could spend one day, an entire day with someone,
Anybody.
past or present, anyone,
anybody in history,
who
past
would it
or
be?
present.
Who would it be and why?
That's a tough one, isn't it?
Gosh.
We've got some good answers so far. We got Jesus, Abraham Lincoln, because he's the vampire slayer.
killer?
Yep.
Yeah, the Vampire Slayer.
Kid Rock, Betty White.
How about Muhammad Ali?
Oh,
That'd be a good one.
That's a good answer.
That'd be
That's
a
a good
really
answer.
Yeah. Muhammad
See,
Ali.
I was half expecting you to go with a really soft answer and be like, my sons, or something like that. We did have Grandma. I thought that was really sweet.
Because they don't do enough of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Muhammad Ali. That would be so. Muhammad Ali today or Muhammad Ali of like 20 years ago.
Oh, like Muhammad Ali years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago. I mean, he'd been through so many things in our country. You know, he was stripped of his title because he wouldn't enlist in the military. He converted to, became a Muslim. A lot of different things. You know, such an interesting guy who had such a limited education but was so wise. Mm-hmm. I mean, so much more so than what, he's a boxer, right?
Right.
So much more so than a lot of people gave him credit for. And I think that he really was a thinker.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that made people dislike him was him just promoting his own fight,
Right. Right.
because he actually did bet on himself in his own fights. So he would create that controversy, and that's been mimicked, multiple times by many other people. But he was kind of the pioneer of that.
Yeah.
Most of the time before that, you never even heard from people who were in the game. I mean, promoters, but I mean anybody who was actually a fighter. So. Yeah, I would love to talk to Muhammad Ali. I think that'd be a blast. I like to. He's not passed away, but another guy.
Oh no, he did pass away.
No. I was going to say my next guy.
Okay,
Yeah. The other guy that I think is really, really, really intriguing is Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I mean, he has evolved, I think, and has become somebody you would not have ever thought. But he says some pretty intelligent, wise things today as well. He's been through what, $500 million that he's had in winnings. Maybe it's more than that. Wow. Lost everything, and now he's struggling trying to figure out what he can do just to put food on the table. You know, and he's when he was interviewed today, it's pretty insightful stuff that he says.
We have a Mike Tyson story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We sat right next to him. We were out in Vegas one time, and we ended up getting a table, and we look over. There's Mike Tyson and one of his friends sitting right next to us. It's like, hey, it was unreal. It's just like just completely unexpected.
What club was that at?
It was Tao.
A Tao. Yeah, almost had it. We almost had it.
Oh man, such an animal. Yeah, he was a great fighter. Such an undersized heavyweight.
Yeah, because what was he? 2.25? 220?
No, there were times when he was fighting at 202.
What?
Yeah, and he's
202?
only he's advertised at 5'11", and sometimes I wonder whether or not he's even 5'11".
Yeah.
So he's very undersized. You see him fighting, other heavyweights, and he looks so small.
Yeah.
But he's so compact. And wait, I don't want to talk about boxing on it. But he's. I mean, I was a boxer for years, so I really am enamored. If you can't tell with that, but.
I love it.
Anyhow.
Those are good answers. We might give you some tickets, Todd.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right, folks. If you'd like to win tickets to Timberwolves game, we're giving away 4 pair this morning. The question, you can text in your answers to our text line, which is 612-234-7585. That is the text line. The question is this. If you could spend the day with anyone, past or present, anyone throughout history, or anyone that's still here, past or present, the entire day with them, who would that be and why? Text your answers to 612-234-7585. That is the text line, 612-234-7585. Go to Facebook.com, Minnesota Home Talk page. You can give us your answers in the comment section on there as well. Be sure to remember our website, MinnesotaHometalk.com. Folks, starting January 4th, 2023, our new show will be on Wednesdays at noon on Facebook, YouTube, and many other places. So keep that in mind moving forward to the new year, 2023. January 4th, Minnesota Home Talk will be on Wednesdays at noon. So looking forward to some exciting changes. All right, folks, we got a few minutes left. Mr. Oberson, tell me about if you are a buyer and you're thinking about buying a home anytime in the next year, what do they do? What's the first steps?
First step, definitely want to get pre-approved. So you want to get an application filled out, get pre-approved so you know where you're sitting today. A lot of people will come in and they either think their credit is better than what it is, Or maybe they think it's worse than what it is, right? So a lot of people come to me like, yeah, I don't think my credit's that good. And then all of a sudden I pull it and they got like a 712 credit score. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? So people think that if they have like any debt, if they have any debt out there, I got some student loans, I got some of this, like my credit score is not going to be good because I'm carrying some of this debt. Well, you got perfect payment history.
Yeah.
You don't have big balances on credit cards. Credit's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be really good. So seeing where you're sitting at today is a great place to start, because then I can show you, okay, if you were to buy today, this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
If you don't want to buy today, if you're looking 6 or 12 months down the road, well, here's the things that you can do from between now and then to actually better your position. And if you do those things, this is what it would look like today.
And you'll run important information like how much cash you need to buy a home. There are so many buyers out there and potential buyers, they think they got to put 20% down, or they think they got to put 10% down, or they don't know that closing costs can be paid for by the seller, or first-time home buyer programs that are out there. And then you run what the payments are.
Right.
What do you want your payment to be as a buyer? We'll see what you're approved for, but what are you comfortable for? I'm comfortable for, $1,900 a month. Okay, well, let's calculate what that means. This means it's probably going to be a, $350,000 house. And so we can give you all the information, and then you have everything you need to make the decision when you are ready to buy.
The very first question I ask everyone after we got the app filled in and I have all that stuff, right? I got all this stuff. We go and we sit down. The very first question I ask is that, do you have a monthly payment that you want to try to stick to on the house you're going to buy? That's the very first question I ask. I don't ask, or I don't show them, you're approved up to this much. This is the max you can borrow, and this is what it looks like and stuff. I always ask, what type of monthly payment would you like to stick to in the house you want to buy? Some people have an answer and some don't. They haven't really thought about that yet. Yeah. They're like, to be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know what would be affordable for me. We were hoping we'd get some feedback from you on that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I can show you what the rule of thumb is in the mortgage industry as far as debt to income ratios go and things like that. Some people have a number. It's like, great, that's your number. Okay, here's what type of price range is going to get you that number.
Yes.
And then we play around with different scenarios from there.
Yep. What do you think about that, Todd?
I think right now, for a lot of the people who locked in at low interest rates, this is a perfect time for them, very possibly, to look at their existing home with its low interest rate associated and buy another house and take that property, leave just enough equity in to make the numbers, and then turn that into your first investment property and move into another home. I think that's a fabulous wealth concept that will make a profound impact in their lives down the road, and this is a great opportunity to do that. That's what I think.
I agree 100%. We'll talk about some clients we're working with right now that are in that situation. Folks, we appreciate you tuning in. If you have a house that needs a lot of work and you're interested in selling, we have buyers that are buying right now in all conditions. Give us a call or go to our website, minnesotahometalk.com. Again, that's minnesotahometalk.com. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great week.
This has been a paid program. The views expressed were not necessarily those of the management or ownership of KSTP-AM 1500 ESPN. You're listening to 1500 ESPN.